Today I'm going to teach you and show you how to properly shop to save millions and millions of silver in Albion Online. So the way Albion Online's markets work is they are not connected at all. So if I go to the market in Bridgewatch, it is a completely separate economy compared to Martlock and so on and so forth. So this is my simple and easy method in order to save you multiple millions of silver depending on what you're buying or how you're shopping. So let's get right into it. Now, my method does not involve third-party programs. It does not involve Discord plugins or automated bots of any kind. This is completely manually done. So what I've done is I've made a little Word document with all of the items on my shopping list today. Here they are. We have light crossbow bolt casters, the crossbow battle axe, and so on. Now, I'm going to be doing some 8.4 item shopping for all of these items, and this is basically how we're going to do it. First things first, I'm just going to go to Bridgewatch, and then we're going to walk to the market, and we're going to check all the prices to see how much they are for the 8.4. You would do this for whatever item you want, and this is especially important on the East server. If you are playing on the East server right now, because the economy is new, prices are wild, not just for 8.4 items, but just like a flat 5 bear paws. You can save hundreds of thousands of silver if you just simply go to another town and buy it cheaper, and then transport it back to the town you live in. So let's open up the Bridgewatch market. I'm going to select tier 8 and then 0.4, because that's the items that I want to buy. And we'll start by searching the light crossbow, so I'm going to type light crossbow. And we can see that I do want an 8.4 excellent light crossbow. It's currently at 15.4 million. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to here to light crossbow, and then I'm going to type 15.4, and then I'm going to type BW for Bridgewatch. All right, and then I'm going to repeat for the rest of my list. So I've got my shopping list complete. Here it is. Now there's a lot of blank spaces. That is because these items simply were not available on the Bridgewatch market, so it's off to Limbhurst now to check their markets, and then here's how I will do that if I find a cheaper deal. And for those new to the game, traveling between cities when you're completely naked and have nothing in your inventory is completely free and instant. You don't have to ride there on your mount, you don't have to take any gear with you. I'm simply just running around naked. Now, the stuff you see here, these are just little cosmetics. I've got a Santa hat that makes it snow, and I have a little... well, I can't honor the flag, apparently, in, I have to be flagged for Bridgewatch to cast that spell. But you can see, it's just cosmetics. So this is how I do it, okay? So I'm checking light crossbow, and the cheapest in Limbhurst is 15.9. Whereas on my list, it's 15.4 in Bridgewatch. So I don't write anything down because Bridgewatch is still the cheapest. However, boltcasters in Bridgewatch, the cheapest is 25 million, but here in Limbhurst, there's one for 21 million. So we're going to just change that on my little list here to LH for Limbhurst, and there we go. We forgot all about Bridgewatch. We don't have to worry about it anymore. And now that completes Limbhurst. You'll see that Limbhurst actually had some cheaper prices than Bridgewatch. There's still a few items unavailable in both markets. And you'll notice with the boltcasters, if I had bought that in Bridgewatch, it would cost me 4 additional million silver over Limbhurst, but there still might be a better deal out there. We still have 3 more cities to check, and just to let you know, we are not checking Leone because you have to transport through red zones, and I'm not going to risk 8.4 items traveling through these red zones. That's simply too much silver for me to worry about, so I'm going to be checking Fort Sterling, Thetford, and Martlock. And would you look at this, boltcasters are only 19 million in Fort Sterling, so now we're saving up to 6 million silver by simply just looking around and taking that little bit of extra time. Now I have completed my price checks, and this is what it looks like. So, best crossbow in Bridgewatch, boltcasters Fort Sterling, crossbow also in Fort Sterling, battle axe Bridgewatch, druid staff Martlock, Fort Sterling, Martlock, Thetford there. Now, warbows were interesting because no one had an excellent warbow in the market, so I could buy one at Fort Sterling or Martlock for 1 million less and then gamble it by trying to increase it at the repair shop. Badon, Limbhurst, Fort Sterling, Thetford, Limbhurst, and Martlock for Spike Gauntlets. So now that I know the cheapest possible prices for these items, I could theoretically now go to each one and then spin some silver and save way, way more than if I just buy it at my hometown. Like I showed you earlier with the bolt casters, that's saving 6 million silver, and there's many other savings. Sometimes it's not so much, and sometimes you can just check the market too. Like if I click Spike Gauntlets here, it'll say that the estimated market value is 27.6 million, which it goes off previous sales prices. You can see here that one sold here at 29 million almost 6 days ago, and you know, the rest are selling for about 30 million, so that's about average. And checking every town, you know, this is the best deal currently. And I do these kind of price checks maybe once or twice a month, and here's some old prices. You can see that like Blightstaff a while back, a couple months ago, was 28 million. You know, I had prices on Shadowcaller, like a whole bunch of stuff. Like Crypt Candle's been going down. Bo Badon, you know, it looks like it went up since, I think it went up maybe. Let's see, 25 million was the old price, and Bo, whoops. And now it is, where is it? 20, yeah, so it went down a little bit. You know, you wait a few months and it went down like 2 to 3 million. Not bad for an item that I might not use all the time. On the flip side, you can also use this for things you want to sell, like this Frost Moose has an estimated market value of 13 million. I don't really care for this skin, so I think I'll sell it. So I'm going to go from market to market and see who has the best buy order. So you can see here in Bridgewatch, 7.5 million is the highest buy order. But if I go to Limbhurst, it's 9 million, 1.5 million more silver, and all I have to do is pay like a few hundred silver to travel here. After scouting all the towns, Limbhurst had the best deal. Now, my island is in Bridgewatch, so when I go to Limbhurst, because I have the skin in my inventory, it's going to cost me, oh no guys, 14 silver. So I'm paying 14 silver to make an additional 1.5 million from quick selling this Frost Moose. Now this skin, honestly, it just looks stupid to me. I don't think it's a good skin. I think that if a moose had icicles on its horns, it would bash them around. But whatever, here you go. That's 9 million. Well, I don't have premium active, so I'm actually paying high taxes, but whatever. There you go. We sold the skin, and we got 8.2 million out of that. Also, I'm aware that I didn't check Brazilian, but here's why. Brazilian, it's kind of a niche town. The only reason you really go to Brazilian is so that you can make potions. I mean, yeah, bags and capes, but let's be real. No one's really using Brazilian for bags and capes anymore. It's just for potions. So, like, unless you want to buy a bunch of potions and then pay the travel fee, most of the time, it's just better to buy from whatever town you live in, but you have to do the math. So let's see. You can see there's literally no frost boost here. So I don't even bother checking most of the time, because Brazilian is super dead. The next thing I want to talk about, and this more applies to East, is upgrading your weapons. So I am a Bear Paws user on East, and I have about 3.5 million silver liquid on me. And so I want to buy a tier 6, preferably 6.3 Bear Paws, right? So what I'm going to do is do a little bit of calculating. I'm going to go to buy order and do 192 runes at 1 above the current buy order. So that's going to cost me 109,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that down now. And this is, let's see, T6.1 would cost me, what is that, 109k. You can see I've already done the calculations for Martlock, and I'm going to kind of talk you through what all this means in a sec. So right now I'm just gathering data. So we know how much the tier 6 runes are, and now we're going to go to soul, because we need 192 souls at 1 above, well, 100. For some reason, my numlock is not working. 100, hello? Oh, buy order, duh. 192 of these, and 1 above the current buy order would cost me 300k, essentially. So 0.2 equals 300k. That's actually cheaper than Martlock. And then finally, relics, we will go to buy order. Once again, type 192 here, go 1 above, that's 929k. So 0.3 equals, let's see, 929k. And now it's time to check out the Bear Paws. So we're going to type Bear Paw. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the cheapest Bear Paw. This one is 400k. And let's get our calculator for this. So 400k plus, and then let's do some math. If we enchanted it ourselves, it will cost 109k plus 300k plus 929k. So we're looking at 1.738 million if we craft our own. But let's just kind of look through and see if there's any 0.3s for cheaper than that listed. And we can see here that, oh, we got some 0.3s. 2.14 there is the cheapest point. I can just do it like this too. Let's see. Yeah, so these are all way more expensive than if we just bought and crafted them ourselves. So it is cheaper to craft. And let's see, what was that number? 1.738 if craft. If bought. Okay, so that one is 6.3 in a bridge watch for 1.73 if crafted. So there we go. Now we have the price for 6.3 bear paws in bridge watch. I'm going to repeat this for all the towns now. Also, I just want to clarify that I'm not crafting their bear paws. I'm just buying them already crafted and then enchanting them. You don't need any kind of crafting experience or levels to enchant items in this game. Now, in this example, whoever has been crafting bear paws have spread out their merchandise between all cities. So I didn't bother calculating the rest because they're all the same price right now in every city. Whoever's doing this is making sure that they're selling as far as they can. And also, whoever's crafting bear paws are actually crafting them currently on East at cost. Meaning whoever is making these and enchanting these, they're seeing no profit. They are just simply crafting it for the sake of leveling their crafting. So that's a good thing for a buyer like me. That means I can get myself a 6.3 without overpaying. So yeah, not bad. Now, do note, I can get slightly more item power if I upgrade to tier 7. A 7.2 would be equal to a 6.3. So let's do the math on that. We got 1.4 million if we just straight up buy this one right here. That's 3 million, though. That's a huge steal. So let's check the price of souls. So we're going to say 1.4 million is our starter. And then 192 of these would be another 848,000. So we'll say that's 850k. And then bear paw, let's see, so that's 800 plus 400, so this would be, it'd be 2.2 million, all right, but it does have the capacity to get even stronger, and it would slightly be stronger, but again, I'm paying like 500,000 more for a very teeny tiny boost. I don't think that's worth it. But you also have to decide, is it even worth, like for me, that's like 1.7 million, which is half of my money currently, right? So here's a quick and easy way to determine if it's worth it, right? So my current weapon is a 5.1 bear paws. So a 6.3 would be quite the upgrade. It would be technically, let's you count the enchantment and the tiers. So 6 plus 3 is 9. 5 plus 1 is 6, so it's roughly 300 item power of an upgrade. So how strong would that make us? Well, here's the easy way to check, and let me get somewhere a little less noisy so I can show you. It's really simple. Now, it's not absolute. Absolutely not. It is. You would have to use the test realm to make it absolute, but here's a way to roughly estimate how much stronger this would make you. So we're going to go to our axe tree, and we're just going to click on... I have bear paws, so we click on the tier 8 bear paws, all right? And so we're going to, I'll even show it up on the screen here. We're going to type some numbers. First off, let's look at the Q. So I'm going to do, what is this, 194. Hold on, let me type this out. Q is 194, and then E, I'm not doing W, but E would be 542 and then 180. So 542 and 180. And I'll bring this on screen in a sec for you. Okay, let's see. There you go. Now what you do is you get the same numbers and you go down one tier. So this is minus 100 item power. Okay. And so we're going to add that back to our text. So Q is with 177. And then E is, let's see, 497. And then, well, 180. So 497. So that second number doesn't seem to really matter. We can just disregard that because the true damage is always the same. Kind of disappointing. So now we're going to take our calculator and we're going to do 542 minus, make sure I click it because I don't want to mute myself, 497. So that is 45 damage, and we're going to times that by 3. So what this means is that my E spell will deal an additional 135 damage if I upgrade. That's okay, I guess. I mean, that's like 1/20th of someone's HP, maybe. Like if we times that by 20, that's yeah. So it's like 1/20th of someone's maximum HP around my item power. Now for the Q spell, we're gonna take 194, subtract it by 177, multiply that by 3. So that's gonna deal 51 additional damage. Again, it's not a lot. It's, to me, I don't think that small of an upgrade would matter. But what if we upgraded to 0.4? So that would be 12 minus, so that would be times 6, okay? So we'll do it again. If we had 8.4, we take 542 and we subtract it by 497. And then we're going to times that by 6. So that means our E would deal 270 additional damage, or 10% of their total life in one hit, which is a huge upgrade. However, 8.4 isn't really available right now on East. So it's up to you if you think it's worth the money or not. And me personally, having a 6.3 weapon won't really change much in faction warfare. It's not going to let me farm mobs that much faster, and it's half my money, so I don't think it's worth it. I gotta find something else to buy. So hopefully this little mini guide helped you be a better shopper, but also a more informed shopper, because like for whatever reason, I see people running around in like 7.1, 7.2 gear that aren't like using it for red or black zone stuff. They're just using it for yellow zone farming, and it's like, why are you upgrading to like 7.1 or 7.2 when you can just wait a little bit, save up some more money, and then buy a way more worthwhile, more economically viable purchase? For me, it makes no sense to spend half my liquid money on such a tiny damage upgrade. There's no reason to do it. But if I wanted to, I would know how to get the best deal thanks to this video. That's all I've got. I'm Soul Benji. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I read every single comment because I have no life. And with that said, click the video on the right side of your screen. Don't forget to subscribe because videos all the time. If you want to support me, there is a join button right down below where this cursor is bouncing. $5 a month. It's just like on Twitch when you subscribe to a channel, except here on YouTube you get access to private, more personal videos. And in those private, more personal videos, there is a flipping guide, and inside it, it details how to do exactly what I did in this video, but way, way faster with an in-game mechanic. It's totally like a thing that you can use. It's part of the game. I'm not going to say what it is because that's for members only, but it will save you so much more time and make even flipping items way more easier to do, especially more profitable. So if you want advanced guides like that, it's for members only, $5 a month. Thank you so much for the support. Click the video on the right side of your screen. I'll see you next time. Take care.